Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And I decided to make a sampler quilt. I had uploaded this video once, but I made some changes, so I just wanted to redo it really quickly here. But basically I decided to make a sampler quilt. It's not going to be huge, maybe just a throw size like I've been making. But I wanted to bring you guys along with me and make a video with each block that I'm doing. And eventually we'll go through it together, laying it out into the actual quilt top. So we're starting out, the first video is going to be the flying geese. It's a very easy quilt block to do. I even put on here an example. If it's a 5-inch large square that you're using, then you're going to have a 2.75 or 2 3/4 inch small opposite color that you're going to be making the geese with. So I'm just going to go ahead and get into it, and we're going to make our flying geese pattern today. And I redid my flying geese because when I first made this block, you know, I lost my points, and I wasn't too concerned with that because my 1/4 inch seam allowance that you normally would have, right, tends to be bigger. And so I thought, that's fine, I'm okay with it. However, the more I thought about it, after the fact, I started thinking, you know, it is a flying geese. I want those points there. So I started thinking about why that happened. I tend to take a bigger seam anyway. Okay, so if you look, when I did this original one, the one that lost the tips, I used my 5-inch square, and then I had two 2.5-inch squares in diagonal corners opposite each other. There was no overlap there, which meant you was going to get a really tight seam because there was nothing overlapped. So when you look at this one on top, you've got your point. But if you look, if any seam is taken, you're going to lose that point. As it came on down here, you can see that even this one, even though it was a small loss, I still lost the point. So I started thinking about it. Combined with the fact that I take larger seams, I knew that the problem lied in the size of the squares. Okay, so I realized what was happening here was it was because it was exactly half, which would have been fine, except you have to add the 1/4 inch seam allowance, which I did not do. So I went ahead, in this case with a 5-inch square, it would be 2 3/4 inches. That's going to give you a 1/4 inch overlap so that when you sew it, you don't lose your points. Because I know that my seams tend to be heavier, I did a 3-inch square. And I went ahead and marked them, just like before. And we're going to go ahead, the marked line, in case you are not a returning viewer, and this is your first time seeing it, this marked line is going to be a cut line. So I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch on each side. And then once I get that sewn, I'm going to come back and cut on the cut line. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and pin these on. I would suggest anybody do that, especially even if you're a seasoned sewer. You still want to pin them on because it's 2 pieces. They're overlapping. If there's a shift at all, it could cause a problem. So I'm just going to very quickly grab a couple of straight pins and just secure them. Okay, so you can see here, there's my cut line, and I sewed down each side. I'm just going to take the scissors, or if you have a rotary cutter and a mat, that's fine. Just cut those in half. have an iron set up here, so I'm just going to very quickly give that a little bit of a press. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is take another square, and you're going to go right up here and snug it into this corner. And then you'll see it's coming down between those two. That's exactly where it should be. And we're going to go ahead and sew down each side. Okay, and just like before, you can see my cut line and my two seams. Okay, so now you can see that overlap gave us what we're going to need whenever we attach all four of them together like this. So what I'm going to do, I know I said I only wanted, one block of everything on the sampler quilt. However, I think I'm going to go ahead and make another one of these. We'll either put them together to where I have, the geese going in two directions, or maybe we'll put these in two different corners of the quilt as we go along. So I'm going to go ahead and attach these four together. Let me put this one back over here. Okay, so much better. I've got points on all of them now. And if you feel secure with making a 1/4 inch seam and not like me where it tends to be larger than a 1/4 inch, then by all means, whatever size you're large, we'll use 5 as an example that I used. You're going to half that to 2 1/2 and then add a 1/4 inch for your seam allowance. So in my case would have been 2 3/4, okay? That will give you the tight points that butt right up against the next block. Mine have a little bit of space because I tend to take larger seams, so I added a 1/2 inch instead of a 1/4. But yep, the flying geese is a really cute block in and of itself. Or if you make enough of these, they make a very cute border for a quilt. You can put that all the way around whatever quilt you're doing, and they make a cute border as well. So anyway, guys, I wanted to redo this video because I did want the flying geese to have the points, and once I realized what I did, I wanted to come back and make sure that you guys knew how to make the flying geese. All right, I will see you back here in a few days with another quilt block. Have a good one. Bye.